I still remember the exact sound my champagne flute made when I set it down on the marble ledge. Soft crystal tap against stone, barely audible over the string quartet. But at that moment, it felt like a gunshot. 30 faces had just watched my father raise his glass at their 40th anniversary dinner and announce, "We're taking the whole family to Hawaii next week. 1 week at the Four Seasons Maui, a second celebration, just the Reeds." Megan squealed like a teenager. Guests clapped. I smiled automatically, already tasting salt air and freedom. My first real vacation ever. Then I asked the only logical question. "What time is our flight?" The room froze. My father looked at me the way you look at someone who's wandered into the wrong conversation. My mother's smile became a thin wire. "You don't need to know, Claire," he said. "You're not coming. Someone has to stay behind with the grandchildren." 30 pairs of eyes. 30 witnesses to the moment my own parents told me I wasn't really family. I stood there, in the black dress I'd worn while cooking, serving, cleaning for 8 straight hours, holding an empty tray, and felt something inside me finally give way, not with a crash, but with a clean, surgical snap. They didn't know I had been building something for 4 years, something of mine, something they could never touch. Before I tell you how that night ended and how their perfect family portrait cracked wide open, please take a second. If this already hurts in a familiar way, hit like. Drop a comment. Where are you listening from and what time is it there right now? It helps me know who's walking this road with me. Now, let me take you back. We grew up in a brick Georgian in Newton, Massachusetts. White columns, manicured boxwoods, the kind of house realtors use for stock photos. My father, Richard Reed, retired early from managing trust accounts at Beacon Wealth. My mother, Evelyn, ran the junior league, the garden club, and our household like a small dictatorship. Then came my sister Lauren, 2 years younger, radiant, effortless, married to James Carver, equity partner at Hale and Monroe. 2 children, Ethan 6 and Lily 4, a new Range Rover that always claimed the driveway's best spot. My Subaru, 12 years old, dented rear bumper, got on the street. "Claire, move your car, please," my mother would call through the screen door. "James is bringing the Rover. Guests notice these things." I moved it, every time. I never fought, I just complied. That's what happens when you're trained to be useful instead of visible. Thanksgivings, I arrived at dawn to brine the turkey, iron napkins, polish silver. Lauren arrived at 2 in cashmere, kissed cheeks, sat down to be served. Christmases, I wrapped every gift because Mom's wrists. Lauren opened them. Birthdays, I planned parties, baked cakes, chased toddlers, cleaned vomit from rugs. Lauren posted photos. The year Ethan turned 5, I spent 9 hours building a pirate ship piñata from chicken wire and papier-mâché, while Lauren got eyelash extensions because she deserved a break. When I once asked if I could skip a 4th of July barbecue for a client deadline, my mother's voice turned to frost. "Family first, Claire. We all sacrifice." Except only one of us ever did. The moment the truth landed wasn't dramatic, it was ordinary. I was scouring the Dutch oven after Sunday supper, same pot I'd been scrubbing since I was 12, when it hit me. I could not remember the last time anyone invited me anywhere without needing me to work. 4 years earlier, my fiancé of 5 years sat me down and said the sentence that still echoes when it's quiet. "I love you, Claire, but I'm not in love with you. You're comfortable, like background noise." He left. I wandered into a secondhand camera shop on Newberry Street, found a battered Nikon D750 for $200, bought it with rent money. I never told a soul. I started shooting what no one else noticed: night shift nurses smoking in alleyways, delivery drivers eating alone in their cabs, widows feeding pigeons at dawn. I posted anonymously. Account name, @unseenthreads. No selfies, no bio, just the work. 4 years later, 28,000 followers. Messages from strangers saying, "This is the first time I felt seen in years." I kept the camera hidden in a locked toolbox under my bed, the only thing I ever refused to share. 3 weeks before the anniversary party, I received an email from Aperture West Gallery in Santa Fe. Subject, Invitation, Solo Exhibition Consideration. The director, Elena Vasquez, wrote that a curator friend had forwarded my feed. They wanted 15 pieces, opening in 9 weeks. They would handle printing, framing, promotion. I would keep 65%. I stared at the screen until my eyes burned. Then, I did nothing. Good things didn't happen to background noise. The one person who always saw me was my mother's older sister, Vivian, Aunt Viv, the family cautionary tale. Never married, moved to Santa Fe 25 years ago to open a small adobe gallery cafe called Desert Bloom. My mother still called her the one who threw her life away on pottery and daydreams. I called Viv every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for 9 years. My mother never knew. Viv was the first person I ever sent a photo to. Her reply arrived in 17 minutes. "Claire, this is incandescent. You have a voice. Use it." She never asked why I hid it. She just believed. 2 weeks before the party, Viv said, "I hope you don't mind. I sent your feed to Elena Vasquez. She's a friend." The one person who always saw me was my mother's older sister, Vivian, Aunt Viv, the family cautionary tale. Never married, moved to Santa Fe 25 years ago to open a small adobe gallery cafe called Desert Bloom. My mother still called her the one who threw her life away on pottery and daydreams. I called Viv every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for 9 years. My mother never knew. Viv was the first person I ever sent a photo to. Her reply arrived in 17 minutes. "Claire, this is incandescent. You have a voice. Use it." She never asked why I hid it. She just believed. 2 weeks before the party, Viv said, "I hope you don't mind. I sent your feed to Elena Vasquez. She's a friend." I nearly dropped the phone. "That's the gallery that emailed me." "I know, darling. She wants to meet you in person next month if you can make it." Silence stretched. My pulse hammered in my ears. "That's real," I whispered. "Yes, and you are allowed to have real things." That night, I wrote Elena back. The anniversary party arrived like a storm I'd been hired to clean up after. I took 4 days off accounting clients, ordered 300 white tulips, hand-lettered 70 place cards in gold ink, pressed linens, polished every piece of Waterford crystal my parents received in 1984. On the day, I arrived at 6 a.m. in jeans and a ponytail. By 7 p.m., the house was flawless. Candlelight, jazz playlist, tables set for 36. I changed into a charcoal sheath, simple, forgettable. My mother caught me in the foyer. "Is that what you're wearing?" "It's appropriate." "Fine, just stay unobtrusive. Tonight is about your father and me." I nodded. Guests arrived. Lauren swept in at 7:20 in emerald silk, James in Tom Ford, children in miniature designer outfits. My mother rushed them, cooing. "Everyone, my daughter Lauren and her husband James, partner at Hale & Monroe. They just closed the biggest merger of the year." Applause. No one mentioned I'd prepared James's partnership tax filings for 4 years, pro bono, naturally. I circulated trays, refilled drinks, answered, "Are you the caterer?" 3 times. One guest asked my name. Before I could answer, my mother appeared. "That's Claire. She's helping tonight." The woman smiled politely and turned away. At 8:30, James handed Lily mid-tantrum. "Can you take her? Lauren and I need to network." Not, "Would you mind?" Just, "Can you?" I took her, fed both children in the butler's pantry, read 4 books, wiped tears, told stories until they slept on the window seat. When I returned, dessert was half gone. No plate saved for me. At 9:15, my father tapped his glass. The room hushed. "Evelyn and I want to thank you for 40 years of friendship, love, support. To mark it, we have an announcement." He paused for drama. "Next week, we're taking the entire family to Hawaii. 7 nights at the Four Seasons. Just us Reeds." Cheers. Lauren squealed again. "The kids will be in heaven." My heart lifted. The entire family. Me too. I stepped forward. "That sounds amazing. What time's our flight?" Silence. My father's smile faltered. "You don't need to know, Claire. You're not coming." The room became very still. "Because someone has to watch Ethan and Lily," my mother finished smoothly. "Lauren and James need real time off. You understand." Lauren nodded earnestly. "You're so good with them." James added, "They adore you." 36 people watched me absorb it. Some looked away, a few looked sorry, most looked entertained. I set the tray down carefully. "Of course," I said, the same calm voice I'd used for 32 years. Then I walked to the kitchen, leaned against the Sub-Zero, closed my eyes, and decided I was done being furniture. The party continued. Laughter drifted in. I washed dishes until my fingers pruned. Lauren appeared in the doorway, emerald dress shimmering. "Don't be upset. You know how hard it is with 2 kids. We need this." I kept scrubbing. "You're so amazing with them. They won't even miss us." I rinsed the wine glass. James appeared. "All set. We're flying out at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Lauren sent you their schedule." They left without waiting for a reply. Midnight. Guests gone, parents in bed. I needed to send a client file. My laptop was at home. My mother's sat open on the island. I shouldn't have looked, but my name was in the subject line. Hawaii, Claire, arrangements. I clicked. Thread between my mother and Lauren. 8 messages. Mother. Keep Claire home with the kids. She has no real commitments. Lauren. Perfect. Free childcare. She loves feeling needed. Mother. Exactly. She should be grateful we include her at all. Lauren. Lol. She'll probably enjoy the quiet. I read it twice. Took screenshots. Emailed them to myself. Cleared history. Closed the laptop. Drove home at 1:30 a.m. through silent streets. My apartment, 1 bedroom, peeling paint, thrift store couch. My mother called it sad. I called it safe. I sat in the dark staring at Elena Vasquez's email. Then I called Viv. She answered on the first ring. I told her everything. When I read the emails aloud, my voice broke on "grateful we include her at all." Silence. Then Viv said, "I have the casita behind the cafe. It's yours if you want it. Elena wants to meet you in 3 weeks. You can stay as long as you need." I can't just... You already did, the moment you decided you were worth more than free labor. I hung up at 3 a.m. By 7, I was packing. 1 suitcase for clothes, 1 for camera gear, 1 for prints and hard drives. I left the apron that said "World's Best Aunt" on the kitchen hook. 2 days before their flight, I drove to Newton one last time. My mother was folding resort wear. Lauren scrolled Pinterest on the sofa. James was on a call upstairs. My father read the Globe. I need to say something. My mother didn't look up. If it's about the children's packing list. It's not. I'm not watching them. I'm leaving for New Mexico tomorrow. I have a professional opportunity. Lauren's head jerked up. What? A gallery exhibition. My photography. Silence. My father lowered the paper. Photography? Yes. My mother stood. This is selfish, Claire. Lauren is counting on you. You counted on me without asking. Lauren's voice cracked. You can't do this. I'm exhausted. Then hire help. You can afford it. My mother's face hardened. If you walk out now, don't expect us to welcome you back. I understand. The next 48 hours were relentless. 7 voicemails from my mother, each more theatrical. You're destroying this family. Your father hasn't slept. Lauren, I thought you loved us. The final text from Lauren, you're going to end up alone like Aunt Viv. Is that really what you want? I stared at it. Alone like Viv. Viv had a gallery, a community, a life she chose. Maybe alone like Viv was the goal. I turned off my phone. Drove west over 5 days. Motels, diners, prairies at sunset. In Oklahoma, I photographed a windmill turning gold in twilight. First frame as a free person. When I crossed into New Mexico, the high desert air smells like sage and possibility. Viv waited on the porch of Desert Bloom. Adobe walls, turquoise door, bougainvillea spilling over. Welcome home, she said. And for the first time in 32 years, the word fit. Santa Fe felt like entering a painting. Low adobe buildings, turquoise skies, light that made everything sharper. The casita was small. White walls, saltillo tile, a desk facing the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. Viv explained the rhythm. Morning shift at the cafe, 6 to 11. After that, yours. I learned espresso, scones, names of regulars. At noon the second day, I walked to Aperture West. Alina Vasquez was 50, silver bob, linen tunic, eyes that missed nothing. Claire Reed, your work is quiet thunder. She led me through the gallery. Clean lines, high ceilings, natural light. I've studied every post. The Unseen Thread series is devastating in the best way. You don't photograph subjects, you witness souls. She stopped at a projected image, a diner waitress at 3 a.m., wiping counters, face lit by neon. This one, she said, this is the anchor piece. She offered 15 works, opening in 8 weeks. 65% to me. I signed the contract with trembling fingers. Artist, Claire Reed. The words looked like someone else's life. While I printed proofs and met framers, my family was learning absence has teeth. I heard pieces later. Hawaii without me. Chaos. No one remembered Ethan's allergy list. Lily's favorite blanket stayed home. James and Lauren argued over bedtime routines I'd always handled. My mother complained the resort staff was inattentive. On day 5, Lauren Googled me. Found the account. Found the exhibition announcement. Found my name in print. Opening night. Desert Bloom glowed. 50 guests. String trio. Chile rellenos passed on trays. Champagne flutes catching light. 15 photographs hung in black frames, large, unapologetic. Women and men society forgot, rendered with such tenderness the room felt holy. I wore slate gray silk, hair loose, no lipstick, just me. Viv pressed a glass into my hand. Breathe. Elena introduced collectors, a museum curator, a journalist from Southwest Art. Then the door opened. Lauren and James walked in. Sunburned, out of place. Lauren in a bright maxi dress, James scrolling emails. They scanned until they found me. Lauren rushed forward. Claire, we've been so worried. 50 heads turned. The trio missed a note. Lauren hugged me. I stood stiff. We flew in this morning. Mom saw the article. We had to come. James nodded behind her. Nice setup. It's my exhibition, I said. Lauren blinked at the walls, at the red dots appearing beside half the pieces. You did all this? 4 years. You never asked. Viv appeared at my side. Lauren lowered her voice. I'm pregnant, number 3, and I need you home. James is swamped. Mom can't handle 3. I need you. Not congratulations, not pride. Need. Always need. I felt the room tilt. Then I felt something else. Clarity. I stepped back. Lauren, congratulations on the baby, truly. But I'm not coming back to Boston to be your nanny. Claire, I'm in the middle of my opening. I know, and it's adorable, really, adorable. The word landed like a slap. I raised my voice just enough. This is not adorable. This is my career. 4 years of work you never knew existed because you never looked. Guests leaned in. Lauren's eyes filled. Please, let's talk privately. No. I turned to the room. For anyone wondering, this is my sister, asking me to abandon my first solo show because she's pregnant and inconvenienced. A ripple of murmurs. Lauren paled. James stepped forward. This is a family matter. Viv's voice cut clean. Then why bring it to a public gallery? A collector, silver hair, turquoise necklace, spoke. I just bought 2 pieces, $12,000. I don't invest in hobbies. Lauren stared at the red dots. The journalist's pen flew. Then the door opened again. My parents. My mother in her signature cream suit, my father looking smaller than I remembered. They walked straight to me. Claire, my mother said, we need to speak, now. I didn't move. You came all this way. Of course, you vanished, left us in crisis. Crisis? Lauren needs help, you're her sister. I'm also an artist, with an exhibition, that you're interrupting. My mother's voice rose. This phase has gone far enough. Come home, stop this nonsense. Nonsense? I pulled out my phone. Let me read something. I opened the screenshots. From your email, Mom, to Lauren, before Hawaii. I read aloud. From your email, Mom, to Lauren, before Hawaii. I read aloud. Keep Claire home with the kids. She has no real commitments. Free childcare. She should be grateful we include her at all. Lauren's reply. She'll enjoy the quiet. LOL. The gallery went tomb silent. My mother's face drained. Where did you... Doesn't matter. You wrote it. I lowered the phone. I laughed because you made it clear I was staff. Staff can resign. My father tried. Claire, we never meant... You meant every word. The journalist wrote faster. A collector spoke. I think it's time for you to leave. My mother's eyes blazed. You'll regret this. I met her gaze. No, I really won't. They left. First my parents, then Lauren and James. The door clicked shut. The room exhaled. Then someone clapped. Viv. Elena. The collector. 50 people followed, not for the photos, for me. Later that night, I sold 11 pieces, $23,000, 65% mine, $15,000 in change, more than I'd earned in 2 years of accounting. Elena handed me the tally sheet. Historic opening, mostly because of you. Viv hugged me. You were incandescent. I looked at the walls. 11 red dots, 4 still waiting. I wasn't invisible anymore. 2 months later. I live in the casita. Work mornings at Desert Bloom, afternoons in a rented studio with North Light. Second show opens in spring. Thresholds, edges, places where belonging ends and self begins. Southwest Art ran the cover story. The woman who photographed her own escape. Letters pour in. Women who were always the helper. You gave me courage to leave. My family writes occasionally, Birthday cards for the children, polite updates. Lauren had the baby, a boy. Sent a photo. I sent a gift. No offer to visit. My father emailed once. Claire, saw the magazine. The photos are powerful. I'm proud. I kept it. I never forgave. I never will. Forgiveness is a gift. They never earned it. But I set the boundary. If they want contact, it's equal, mutual, respectful. Otherwise, the door stays closed. Today, I sit on the portal watching sunset bleed across the desert. My old Nikon beside the new one I bought with sales money. Both matter. One taught me to see. The other proved the world could see me back. If you've stayed until the end, thank you. This wasn't revenge. It was reclamation. If you've ever felt invisible in your own life, hear this. Your worth isn't tied to how useful you are. It never was. You are allowed to choose yourself. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away and let your life become the proof. If this story moved you, drop a comment. What moment hit hardest? How did the ending make you feel? Stories like this keep coming only because you're here. Hit subscribe, tap the bell. I'll see you there.